Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Today I'm going to give you an inside look at a Van Staal reel. And Van Staal is now part of Pure Fishing. This reel was made in China, and it's a current line type of a reel. But it's not the one that a lot of folks think about when they think about the fully sealed Van Staals. These are not fully sealed. This is the VM150. And well, you'll know that it's not fully sealed. You've got the Torx screws holding the side plate in, rather than the one that has the collar that kind of comes around the side. But I don't normally get the Van Staals in my shop, so I thought I would give you an inside look at the reel. And well, you can see how it's made. I think you'll be surprised by the simplicity and the design of this reel. And well, we'll just show you the mechanics behind it. That's kind of what we're going to be doing today. I've serviced the reel already, but I thought that you might appreciate the look inside. I'm going to start by taking off the spool, and after that we'll remove the handle. All high quality material. I believe most of this is an aluminum body, and they're trying to do their best to keep the elements out. Well, if you like these types of videos, if you like to see how reels are made, understand a little bit about the history behind them, and well, how they're used, and what type of fish and the like that you're trying to catch with them, then I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I'm using a Torx driver for this. This is a Torx 10, and there's 4 screws. When I take them out, I lay them on my bench to make sure that they're all the same. Van Staal was part of Zebco, which was part of Rather Products, and about 2.5 years ago now, I think it was sold to, the brand was sold to Pure Fishing. Pure Fishing acquired that, and Finware as part of the acquisition. And then Zebco and Quantum went over to the company that owns Luz. And kind of an interesting thing, when Pure Fishing acquired Finware, they discontinued the brand. The only thing you can buy named Finware these days are sunglasses. And when Rather Products acquired, sold off Zebco to the Luz franchise, Luz became the top brand. And I think they're discontinuing all of the freshwater Quantum stuff, like the Accurists, and just focusing the Quantum brand on saltwater fishing. We'll see. I can't say that with certainty, but I believe that's the case. The 4 screws are out of the side plate. Let's remove that. And here's your first inside look at the reel itself. It's stainless steel gearing. And, well, I think this main gear is just going to come out. Yeah, the main gear comes out. As I mentioned, I had serviced this previously, but I wanted to give you a look inside. Classic design in a spin fishing reel, with the exception that the gear that's normally driving the oscillation block that's attached to a main gear is actually a separate gear underneath. Let's see if we can't move that down a little bit. Oh, I'm not going anywhere with that. Let's take the screw out of the crosswind block. Even when I do demonstrations like this, I take all my pieces and parts and I put them into a parts tray. That way I know where those are going. Now, I mentioned this is not a completely sealed reel. I put some grease in there, but there's corrosion inside the case here that was from saltwater intrusion. This is your seal, and again, it's a different sealing system, but you're going to notice the reel did get water in it. You can see a little bit of old rust marks where that bearing is, so it's not as completely sealed as you might think. Van Staal gets its reputation for being able to go knee-deep into the surf and dunk the reel and have it come out and last for quite some time. This is that transition gear that comes off the back end to drive the oscillation gear. Again, I'm giving you an inside look. We're not doing a full service on that. That's your oscillation gear. This is your ball bearing that holds the side in. And we'll come up top and we'll show you what's going on here as well. What I'd like to do right now is just kind of remove this crosswind block in small gear so that I don't lose it. I'm going to take off the tie down screw for your rotor nut. See if we can't get the clamp off here. That's substantial. I think the whole reel is pretty substantial if you look at it versus some of the other products that are on the market there. It is a well-made reel. Now we just, reason I just thought I'd bring this up, we just had a little segment here. One of the resellers from the internet, I think it's Tackle Warehouse, just sent out a note that these reels are going up in price. Okay, this is a 17 millimeter nut that's holding your rotor on. And we should be able to remove the rotor. We have a little seal here. And then there's a rotor. Remove the rotor. A little washer there. And then we can remove the 3 screws to give you the final look. And that is what's on the pinion gear stack. So it is a nicely made reel. No doubt about that. I should have looked at the price. These are not inexpensive reels, but I didn't. I'm going to leave those right here because we're just doing the look. Okay, we've left the anti-reverse bearing inside. Let's see if I can put that out. We have a anti-reverse bearing and sleeve. I'm going to clean that sleeve off. You shouldn't have any lubrication on that sleeve. It's a friction device. Okay, we have a stainless steel pinion gear which was recently greased, your sleeve for your anti-reverse, and a big bearing up top. That is your top stack. So we have a stainless steel pinion gear, anti-reverse clutch, big bearing, sits inside the case, and then as we mentioned we have the stainless steel main drive. We have the crosswind block, and I'm going to put it all back together now just because it's apart. We'll come back and we'll just show you the operation of it. Well, I've just reassembled the top end of the reel. I just thought I'd take a moment here to show you the back end of the reel as well. When you go to set your crosswind block and axle shaft, you want to make sure that you put the stud from the oscillation gear low. You could put this on now, you could put it inside. Just going to lay it in there. You got substantial bearings throughout. And we should have put our crosswind gear in first, the block. Bring the axle shaft through and merge it into your block. Make sure you align your hole in the axle shaft with the hole in the block. Next up then is the small screw that's holding the parts together. And while I'm putting this in, if you have any questions on this reel or any reel, if you would like to leave those questions in the comment section, I will try to answer those for you. Looks like there's a little dried grease or something in there. Drop of oil on the bearings. I oil the bearings. I don't grease them. Let's put that cap back on. Now, as you saw, there is a rubber gasket that does hold that in place. There's a pin that needs to be lined up in this case. Make sure when you're doing this that that gasket gets seated into the ring or the ridge that was cut there. That will help to some extent keep the waters out. Okay, then we can put the 4 in Okay, just finishing up the last pieces of this, attaching the spool. Put the handle on, we'll show you how effortlessly this thing works. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the inside look. Turns nice and free and easy, as you would expect. High quality materials, as you saw, and well, ready to go back into the surf. I hope you've enjoyed that, and well, again, if you like these videos, please like them. If you would like to subscribe, please use that notification button. Before I leave, I want to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, and rescue for all it is that they do, and for you for making the channel what it is. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.